Starseed from Gaia. The source is preparing a table before those who doubted you, and your honor is about to be seen. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation. The season of being misunderstood is ending now because the source is preparing to expose your glory. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to unlock Starseed potential and align with your cosmic blueprint. But here's the first revelation. Your enemies are not witnessing your defeat. They are being positioned to witness the evidence of your divine assignment. You didn't arrive at this message by mistake. Your soul called this in, and the Arcturian Council is reminding you that what was hidden is being revealed with purpose. Like this transmission to signal to your star family, I'm ready. Comment 9999 if you feel your cosmic remembrance returning. Declare your galactic intention and reply to someone else's to amplify the signal. This isn't just a message, it's a point of reconnection. Your soul's been waiting for this. You are not here by accident. If something in you stirred when you heard that the source is preparing a table in front of those who doubted, resisted, or misrepresented you, you may be ready to go deeper with the Arcturian Carrier Wave Protocol. 7 guided nights to cross the whisper threshold. This easy-to-navigate experience offers Arcturian techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance, along with special bonuses to support your next activation. The link is in the first pinned comment, but only for a limited time. Now feel the deeper meaning of what is unfolding. The table is not merely a symbol of public recognition, applause, or the moment when those who misunderstood you are forced to change their opinion. It is the energetic space being created for you to finally receive what you could not receive while living in survival mode. There were seasons when your attention had to remain focused on getting through the day, protecting your heart, managing the projections of others, and questioning whether your inner knowing could be trusted. You are using your energy to endure, not to expand. In those moments, your gifts did not disappear. Your path did not close. Your field simply entered a protective cycle, like a flower closing its petals through the coldest hours of night. Many starseeds remain disconnected because they have mistaken invisibility for failure. They have assumed that if their work was not immediately acknowledged, it must not be significant. They have interpreted rejection as evidence that they were out of alignment. They have allowed the opinions of people who could not perceive their frequency to become louder than the intelligence encoded within their own energy field. But silence is not the same as absence. A hidden river is still moving beneath the earth, and a light covered by clouds has not ceased to shine. Perhaps you have looked around and wondered why others seemed to be recognized while you were still waiting, healing, preparing, or beginning again. Perhaps you saw doors open for people who had once dismissed you and wondered whether you had missed your moment. But your path was never measured by someone else's calendar. What appears to be delay from the outside may be the careful construction of a foundation beneath the visible world. You were learning how to carry what you once prayed for without allowing it to carry you away from yourself. But the source does not measure your becoming by the speed at which others recognize you. The higher design often develops in silence before it becomes visible in form. A seed does not ask the surface for permission before it opens beneath the soil. A star does not become less radiant because someone is standing in a room with the curtains closed. And your honor does not depend on the approval of those who once benefited from your self-doubt. Even scripture reminds us that what is planted in secret can be brought into the light in its appointed season. Your unseen devotion has not been wasted. Every quiet choice toward truth has been recorded in the architecture of your becoming. What has been happening is a recalibration. Your energy has been withdrawing from old agreements to remain small, agreements to explain yourself endlessly, agreements to keep proving your innocence, agreements to carry the emotional confusion of people who were unwilling to meet you in truth. You may have felt tired without understanding why, because part of you was still holding conversations that had ended years ago. You may have felt empty after certain encounters because you were giving away pieces of yourself in exchange for temporary peace. These patterns can feel like loneliness at first, because the field becomes quiet when borrowed identities begin to dissolve. The familiar noise fades. The constant need to respond fades. Even some connections may lose their emotional charge, yet beneath that quiet, your original signal is returning. The silence is not punishment. It is the sound of your life force no longer being scattered through rooms you have already outgrown. The Arcturian wisdom held within this moment is simple. When a being stops negotiating with distortion, the field begins to reveal what was always present. Your honor is not something another person can grant or remove. It is the natural coherence of your soul when you are no longer acting against your own knowing. The table being prepared is the arrival of a frequency where you no longer need to chase validation because your life begins to reflect the truth you have finally agreed to embody. You may notice that the right opportunities feel less like a battle and more like an opening. The right relationships do not require you to disappear in order to remain connected. The right path may still challenge you, but it will not demand that you repeatedly betray your inner voice. This is how you will recognize the new frequency, not by the absence of effort, but by the absence of self-abandonment. There is also a reason the exposure of your glory may feel uncomfortable. You have been trained to associate visibility with danger. Somewhere in your memory, visibility became connected with criticism, envy, punishment, or abandonment. Perhaps you learned that whenever you expressed confidence, someone tried to humble you. Perhaps your excitement was mocked, your sensitivity was used against you, or your achievements created tension in people who preferred you. Uncertain. So even while you desire to be seen, another part of you may pull back when the light begins to reach you. This is not hypocrisy. It is an old protection pattern being brought into awareness. Your nervous system may be learning that recognition does not have to mean invasion. Success does not have to mean separation from your values. Expansion does not require you to become inaccessible or superior. You can be seen and remain grounded. You can be honored without becoming dependent on applause. You can rise without using your elevation to diminish anyone else. The mature soul does not confuse visibility with performance. It allows the light to pass through without turning the light into an identity. The first shift is to recognize the distortion. Notice how often you are tempted to explain your worth to people committed to misunderstanding you. Notice how quickly you return to old conversations in your mind, rehearsing what you should have said, trying to make someone finally understand the depth of your intentions. Notice the tightness in your body when you imagine being judged, and notice how much energy is spent preparing a defense no one requested. That loop is an energetic cord. It keeps your consciousness positioned in a courtroom where your soul was never truly on trial. You do not have to win every argument to complete your mission. You do not have to convince every witness. You do not have to force the people who doubted you to become the audience for your transformation. The moment you release the demand that they validate what the source already knows, your energy returns to you. The signal becomes clearer. The field stops scattering itself across old timelines. A verdict is not needed when your life is no longer organized around the accusation. Imagine the fragments of your attention returning from every place where you were trying to prove that you were worthy of respect. Let them come back gently, like birds returning at dusk. Let them gather at the center of your chest, not as tension, but as presence. You are not reclaiming power to dominate anyone. You are reclaiming the power to stop abandoning yourself. You are allowed to let the past remain unfinished in the minds of others while becoming complete within your own spirit. The second shift is the awakening of your inner blueprint. Your deepest gifts may not arrive as dramatic visions or constant certainty. They may appear as patterns you cannot ignore, the ability to sense what is unspoken, the instinct to bring calm into chaotic spaces, the sudden understanding that arrives before evidence, the repeated pull toward healing, creation, teaching, protection, or truth-telling. These are not random personality traits. They may be expressions of a larger intelligence moving through you, signals from the blueprint you carried before fear taught you to doubt your design. Your body often recognizes alignment before your mind can explain it. A particular idea may cause your breath to deepen. A certain person or environment may make your energy contract. A path may look less impressive from the outside, but create a quiet steadiness within you. Learn to notice these signals. The star map is not always written in words. Sometimes it is written in resonance, in the gentle opening of the chest, in the release of the jaw, in the sense that you no longer have to force what is meant to flow. This is why comparison has been so exhausting. You have been measuring a multidimensional path with linear instruments. You have been asking whether you are ahead or behind when your actual process is about depth, integration, and timing. Another person's public arrival does not cancel your private preparation. Another person's recognition does not diminish the frequency you are cultivating. The source can prepare many tables without taking nourishment from any one of them. There is no shortage in the field of divine purpose. Your blessing does not need to wait for someone else's blessing to end. The third shift is to anchor your higher awareness into practical action. Awakening is not an escape from the earth identity you have lived through. It is the harmonization of your expanded understanding with your daily choices. Your higher self is not asking you to abandon your responsibilities, your body, your relationships, or your need for rest. It is asking you to bring more truth into them. The sacred is not only found in visions of distant galaxies, it is found in the way you wash a cup, keep a promise, answer a difficult message, and choose not to repeat the wound you inherited. This may mean ending a conversation before it becomes self-betrayal. It may mean charging fairly for your work instead of apologizing for receiving. It may mean allowing your creative expression to exist before it is perfect. It may mean sleeping when your body asks for restoration rather than interpreting exhaustion as proof of devotion. It may mean choosing environments where your nervous system does not have to remain alert in order to feel safe. These actions may look ordinary, but they are powerful declarations that your soul is welcome in your body. The table is built through these small acts of coherence. Every time you choose truth over performance, you place another piece of your new reality into form. Every time you decline to return to an old identity, you strengthen the timeline in which your honor is normal rather than surprising. Every time you stop shrinking to protect someone else's comfort, the architecture of your life becomes more spacious. A new world is often built quietly, decision by decision, until one day you look around and realize you are no longer living inside the limits that once seemed permanent. The fourth shift is to understand the role of opposition. Not every person who challenged you was consciously sent to harm you, and not every difficult encounter needs to be turned into a cosmic explanation. Some relationships simply reveal where you were overgiving, where your boundaries were unclear, or where your desire to be accepted made you overlook what your intuition was showing you. Discernment does not require hatred. It requires the courage to see clearly. The people who opposed you may have activated pain, but they do not own the meaning of your story. You can learn from what happened without remaining emotionally entangled with the ones who caused it. You can acknowledge betrayal without letting it become your identity. You can forgive yourself for not seeing everything sooner. At the level of the soul, even the detours can become coordinates. Once you stop using them as evidence that you are broken, a scar can be a record of injury, but it can also be a map of survival and a reminder of where your boundaries were born. Your task is not to make your enemies suffer. Your task is to become so internally aligned that their projections no longer define the atmosphere of your life. The most powerful exposure is not revenge. It is clarity. When your conduct, your peace, your work, and your presence begin to speak consistently, distortion loses its ability to organize your reality. You do not need to drag every false narrative into the light. A steady flame reveals the room without chasing every shadow. The fifth shift is learning to receive. This is where many starseeds pause. They can serve, support, encourage, and transmit endlessly. But when life begins to return something to them, they become suspicious. They question whether they deserve it. They look for the hidden cost. They prepare for the blessing to disappear. They may even create distance from what they prayed for because receiving feels more vulnerable than giving. Receiving requires a different kind of courage. It asks you to remain open without becoming naive, grateful without becoming indebted, and discerning without becoming closed. You are allowed to accept opportunities that match your growth. You are allowed to be helped. You are allowed to experience ease without creating a new crisis to justify it. You are allowed to let someone offer kindness without immediately searching for the obligation hidden behind it. The table in front of you is not only a place of provision, it is a training ground for capacity. Can you hold recognition without changing your values? Can you hold resources without losing your compassion? Can you hold influence without needing control? Can you allow good things to arrive without immediately searching for the reason you should not have them? These questions are not accusations. They are invitations to expand the container of your spirit. Your receiving capacity is expanding now because the next version of your mission requires more than endurance. It requires nourishment. It requires support, collaboration, clear communication, and the willingness to let your work travel farther than your fear. You are not being prepared to become a symbol of perfection. You are being prepared to become a stable channel for what is true through you. The river cannot nourish the valley if it refuses to accept the rain. The sixth shift is trusting the timing of revelation. There are things that could not be exposed while you were still emotionally dependent on the outcome. There are truths that had to wait until you could see them without collapsing. There are doors that remained closed because entering them too early would have connected your gifts to people, structures, or timelines incapable of honoring them. Sometimes a closed door is not rejection. It is an unseen guardian, standing between you and a room that would have diminished your future. Delay is not always denial. Sometimes delay is protection from premature visibility. Sometimes, the pause is where your discernment grows strong enough to distinguish genuine alignment from seductive opportunity. Sometimes, the silence is where your inner foundation becomes deep enough to support the attention you once asked for. Roots develop in darkness because the tree is being prepared to withstand the wind. You may notice that certain people are revealing themselves without confrontation. Their patterns are becoming obvious. Their words no longer hypnotize you. Promises that once held emotional power now sound empty. This is not because you have become cold. It is because your frequency is no longer translating their distortion as belonging. You can hear the difference between a familiar voice and a truthful one. Let the truth reveal itself without forcing the reveal. You do not have to expose everyone. You do not have to announce every injustice. You do not have to carry the burden of making the entire room understand what occurred. The source has more pathways of revelation than your anger can imagine. Your responsibility is to remain clean in your intention, precise in your boundaries, and faithful to the life that is emerging. The seventh shift is embodiment. At a certain point, you must stop waiting to feel completely ready. The activation becomes real through movement. Send the message. Begin the project. Make the appointment. Clear the room. Speak the boundary. Return to the practice. Let your new frequency become visible through what you repeatedly do. A frequency becomes a reality when it is given a body, a schedule, a choice, and a consistent expression. A galactic mission is not always marked by dramatic events. Often it is hidden inside the way you listen, the way you create safety, the way you refuse to pass pain forward, and the way you keep choosing consciousness in moments when unconscious reaction would be easier. Your presence can become a recalibrating field without you needing to announce what you are. People may not know why they feel more honest around you. They may not know why they begin questioning old limitations after one conversation. The transmission does not require their explanation. This is why your honor is about to be seen. Not because you must perform your goodness, but because sustained coherence becomes undeniable. The more faithfully you live from your core, the less room there is for false narratives to remain attached to you. The light does not need to argue with the shadow, it simply reveals the shape of what is there. Over time, truth becomes heavier than rumor, and the life you build becomes stronger than the story others attempted to place upon you. And now the deeper revelation: you were never being prepared for a table built from the approval of those who rejected you. You are being prepared to recognize that you are the table, the field of nourishment, stability, wisdom, and welcome that your soul has been building within itself. The external recognition is only a reflection of an internal structure that has finally become strong enough to be seen. You are not waiting for permission to belong to your own life. You are becoming the place within yourself where belonging begins. What others called weakness may have been sensitivity waiting for boundaries. What they called strangeness may have been an intelligence that did not fit their limited language. What they called failure may have been a withdrawal from a timeline that would have required you to betray your deepest values. What they overlooked was not absent. It was developing beyond their range of perception. A moon is not missing simply because it is on the other side of the world. Your glory is not vanity. It is the full expression of your life force without distortion. It is the moment your gifts no longer hide behind apology. It is the warmth in your voice when you speak from lived truth. It is the quiet confidence that no longer needs to announce itself. It is the compassion that has survived disappointment without becoming available for misuse. It is the ability to remain soft without remaining unprotected. Your star lineage, your higher intelligence, and the deeper currents of the source do not need you to become someone else. They are guiding you back to the version of yourself that existed before fear taught you to fragment. You do not need to manufacture a new identity. You need to stop feeding the identities that were built around being overlooked. The original design is not lost beneath the years. It is waiting beneath the layers of adaptation. There may still be people who refuse to see you. Let them have their perspective. Your freedom begins when their refusal no longer determines your direction. There may still be voices that question your choices. Let them speak from the level they understand. Your path does not become less real because it cannot be translated by everyone. Some frequencies are felt long before they are understood. Take a breath and feel the difference between being witnessed and being validated. Witnessing is a natural result of embodiment. Validation is a request we often place in the hands of others. You are moving from the second into the first. You are no longer waiting for permission to exist in your full frequency. You are allowing your existence to become the permission. Your presence is no longer a petition, it is a declaration. Tonight, or whenever this message returns to you, place one hand over your heart and one over your lower abdomen. Feel the bridge between your spiritual awareness and your earthly body. Then say quietly, I release the need to prove what my soul already knows. I receive the honor that arises from alignment. I allow truth to reveal itself in the right timing. I stand in my full frequency with clarity, humility, and strength. Do not force a vision after you say these words. Notice what becomes simpler. Notice which obligation suddenly feels complete. Notice which invitation carries peace instead of pressure. Notice where your energy wants to move when it is no longer trying to be seen by those committed to looking away. Sometimes the answer is not a thunderbolt. Sometimes it is the quiet absence of resistance, the clean yes, or the peaceful no. The source is not preparing a spectacle for your ego. It is preparing a clear field for your essence. And when that field opens, you will understand that the greatest exposure was not the humiliation of those who misjudged you. It was the unveiling of the self you had been protecting from the world, and at times, from your own recognition. The miracle is not that they finally look at you. The miracle is that you finally stop looking away from yourself. You are not here to punish the past by succeeding. You are here to free the future by becoming whole. You are not here to make anyone regret losing access to you. You are here to become so present in your own life that no departure can remove you from yourself. You are not here to chase a seat at someone else's table. You are here to receive the coordinates of your own. And as you step toward it, remember this: visibility will not create your worth. It will reveal the worth you have been learning to inhabit. Recognition will not complete your mission. It will give your mission a wider field through which to move. The honor arriving now is not a reward for enduring every wound perfectly. It is the natural resonance of choosing, again and again, to return to your truth. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of what's forming here. Drop one intention in the comments, something real. Then respond to someone else's with encouragement or energy. This isn't content, it's collective alignment. Energy multiplies when intention connects. If something in this message resonated, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation. Share it. And if you felt a soul nudge, subscribe. Stay in the flow. You're not just watching, you're expanding. This is your space. And we're just getting started.